Fresh start.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. R.I.P. Gus Gus.
Ow.
Here, one of your favorites.
All right.
Veneganzi. Veneganzi. That's how you say vengeance in Italian. Veneganzi.
Veneganzi. I want to get my Veneganzi.
I love him so much.
So
He's great. Look, I know a lot of people don't like bananas, and
I know.
there's stuff I don't like about bananas.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't deny he's not great fucking TV, man. You can't deny that. He is impeccable TV. Like, what else we got? I forget. Oh,
we got
this one. This is good.
Kill each other.
Oh, Kyle. Oh, I love Kyle.
I do too.
I love him.
Bring him
What
back.
else we
I
got?
don't know if we're going to get him back.
Oh,
I know.
There is a lot of facts that have been spewed here. Let's start with the fact that I am indeed rich.
I love that one so much.
so good. Oh, here's your other favorite one.
You think we're down there playing patty cake?
You think we're down there playing patty cake?
Fucking Corey, man.
That one too. I can like see it.
Yeah. We should have Bettina's laugh on here is what we should.
Oh my God,
We do?
we do. I have it on here.
Put it
I've
on.
heard it on there.
I can visually see Corey's face is in my mind's eye. It is there always. It just ingrained, burned into
That
my
shit is
brain.
so good.
Like-
so good. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh, speaking of which, look, I pulled these down because I wanted to show you guys.
They're just so precious.
Look at my new little Lego sets. Look at guys.
Oh, they're just.
Look, it's a little cassette tape, MTV, and then look at this other one. It's a little boom box. What?
This is not a sponsored post. This is not an ad.
It is not.
No,
but
it's
look,
just our shout out to MTV for making a show we like.
that we can have a podcast about. But
Yeah.
look, it opens.
So
and then-
precious.
I don't need a gauntlet, bitch. I will cut you with words.
It plays Anita.
It's a song.
Amazing. This little pink tape is Anita.
It's got a Nisa.
Yeah.
I don't
See?
need a gauntlet, bitch. I will cut you with words.
On the B side, it's
You
this.
got so much energy. Get your ass down here and play.
Queens, vicious queens on this boombox alone. No, this thing is cool, guys. I was very excited about this, and so we got these for our little. I'm gonna put them back up. But I wanted to share with all the listeners.
Cute.
Well, I guess the viewers, because if you're listening, you can't see our
You
cool
don't know.
thing. But I will put it on Instagram too.
I wanted to show our listeners.
Don't start. Don't make it bad. You are. I see it.
I reserved that comment for my brain only.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna put these back up.
It's not for the world.
No, not at all. Because the first thing I thought about was all the I know.
Oh no!
It's for our Patreon.
Behind the scenes.
Corrina broke
The
her Lego
OnlyFans.
set.
Oh no! Not again!
Look, and it's even got a little play button where when you hit it at the same time as this,
Need a gauntlet, bitch. I will
See?
cut you with words.
did it again.
Does it again.
Weird.
Weird.
Put it up so high, nobody's going to be able to see it.
Where do I put it?
I can see it.
We'll readjust later. Just put it up there.
I can see it.
Got to eventually get on this show. It's not an interior decorating show.
You know what?
It could be. I mean, what are we going to do in our off season? Me and Corrina are just going to have to start our own podcast and talk about Taylor
We're
Swift.
going to do Will Ferrell movies.
Oh, are we?
We're going to do a
We
top
really
10.
should.
We're just going to do, like, we're bored, so we want to talk about this.
We might. I don't know because
I think we should.
Because
Same.
I did get some feedback about that, and people were
Did you?
And a bunch of our listeners were like, dude, I would so listen to you guys talk about literally anything. So if you guys ever decide to actually do something like that, let us know. I was like, huh.
Noted. Pinned on the board.
Put a little pin in that one.
You want to see what we don't do? Don't believe me, just watch. Because we're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Yeah, Rick's not going to want to do that.
No.
But that being said, we are going to have some interviews, and then we are looking at probably doing at least a couple of discussion episodes like we usually do in off season. Don't worry, guys. We're not going to do the same that we've done the last 2 off seasons. We're not doing
The
Mount
pillars,
Rushmore and
the
Goat.
goats.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I have some new ideas.
What?
Ooh.
I want to hear one.
You want to hear one?
Yeah, I want to hear one. Let me hear the idea.
I'm just gonna have to cut this a few
No, we
moments
can
later.
leave it in. No, I was thinking instead of doing like a goat or a Mount Rushmore like current thing, we could do one for like the more modern players. Like, who do we see?
Future goats, baby goats.
Baby goats.
Ooh,
A baby goat
I
debate,
like that.
right? Wouldn't that be fun?
We would have to really nail
We have
down
We'd have to put some
parameters.
limitations
Time
and
frame.
parameters, yes,
Yeah.
because otherwise, But I think it would be a fun one. I don't know. Listeners, let us know. Would you guys like to hear us do a baby goat debate discussion episode during off season? I got a couple other ideas too, but I don't want to put them all out there. So we'll talk about that later. But
I just
that was
wanted
one
to
of the
give
big ones. I was like,
Sample. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Fucked up.
Anissa just
Sample.
taking over our show tonight.
There we go. Fresh start. This title is just staring me right in the fucking face. Right in the face.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Where is it?
Pizza the Hut.
It's up there.
What? Oh, may the force be with. Oh, yeah. But he said, may the Schwartz be with you.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay, well, I can't really argue that when there's a bunch of sayings behind us. So, see what I did there?
Nah,
Yeah,
just saying.
yeah.
Just super saying.
See what I did? That was funny.
Josh got it finally.
Don't forget to tip your waitresses.
Stupid.
All your ideas are stupid.
Oh man, I missed you guys. Oh.
Tell Gus about it.
No, don't bring Gus into this.
I swear we're gonna get like a little chipmunk or something for the shelves. Gus is gonna be right with
I've been
that.
looking on eBay for like taxidermy chipmunks that are like on a
I
little
don't-
wood post.
No, I don't want that.
We're gonna have to find like a cute little what was an enchanted.
I want him to have like really big eyes and look surprised, like there's a car coming at him.
Oh no!
Oh,
I have to find someone with a 3D printer. You're gonna have to design it when you're at work.
Better just make him like flat as a pancake and just like put it up against the wall.
Bye.
You're so mean.
Oh, I showed my husband the meme you made, and he was like, "How did he find that picture?" I was like, "He made it.
He made it.
He made it." He's like, "Look at the balloons." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Yes, he makes that stuff.
I have a very specific skill set, and it's being an asshole and making shit. That's what
Here's
I
your
do.
phone. I have a very specific skill set. I will find you and I will turn you into a meme.
Look out for the fucking TJ Lavender memes coming soon.
I can't wait for them. They're going to be amazing.
Dude. Oh my god, that was my line of the night, was just TJ in that section
Yes.
right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Like,
Yes. Yes, it really was. Like his quote that he said there, and I'm going
Yes.
to say it again later in the episode, but when he was like, God put TJ Lavin on this earth to do two things. Ride bikes and blow air horns. I was like, fuck yes, America. Like, it was amazing.
Team America. Fuck yeah.
I felt like I was at a pep rally or something. Just like, let's go. Like, I'm ready. Let's go are we going to war, Tej? What are we doing?
Squirrel on Bananas podcast, Leroy and Bananas said that TJ sober, like, never had a touch of alcohol or drugs in his life.
Yeah.
I never knew
Yeah,
that.
TJ doesn't.
He's just cool.
It's like, dang.
He doesn't need that shit.
He's an adrenaline junkie. That's why.
Yeah, it's running 5 miles in flip flops.
Yeah, there's history there, but I don't want
He
to.
does. Haven't you seen those pictures?
yes, I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever tried to run in sandals? I would be lucky to make it
It's
30
not
feet
easy.
before I eat shit or scrape up my feet.
Literally. You like have those bendy flip flops on the toe, just like flips
I
under.
fucking have a blowout
Oof. Oof.
Yeah.
like Gus.
Oh my god.
I knew you were going to do it. That's why I was like, no.
Josh, I apologize in advance. It's Gus all night again.
It was Gus. Oh yeah, right. It was Gus last Friday.
He hasn't gone anywhere. He's still here. He's still with us. We can't let him go. Our hearts will not go on.
No, we would not. It's been 84 years still talking about Gus.
Oh my God.
Oh, now I'm just seeing the memes of like me holding Gus. Oh no, I was thinking Gus is like Rose on the edge, but no, really, Gus is
It would
Jack.
have to be flat Gus, like with arms out. Like
Gus would be
No,
like in the
Gus
cartoon.
is Jack.
Yeah, Gus is
There wasn't enough room on the door for him. Sorry, bud. That's what.
Oh fuck! Just you and Gus.
She said there wasn't enough room on the door for him. No.
You and Gus holding on to the back of the ship as it's sinking in.
Oh
I'll
my
never
God.
let go.
Oh my God. Oh my God, my cheeks hurt.
Oh no. And here I came in trying to be like, you know what, Ace has my heart. He felt so bad about the cockroaches. That's how I feel about Gus. But now I'm making all these jokes because look what you did to me. It's the trauma.
No, he saved the roaches. You killed Gus.
I didn't mean to. I would have saved him if I could.
Well, look, to be fair, I think the only reason the Ace saved all the cockroaches was because he felt so fucking guilty for ripping one in goddamn half.
Oh, yeah.
And brutally murdering the thing. So all you have to do now is you just got to go save some chipmunks and it'll be like even.
There we go.
And don't get rabies.
I can do that.
Don't get
I'll try not
rabies.
to.
Yeah, don't get sick.
I'll try not to.
Or the plague.
If I come back frothing at the mouth, well, I found some baby
a
chipmunks.
really big aversion to water.
Katie, why do you look so gross? I haven't showered in 6 days.
Chewing on the fucking mic.
Oh my
cord
God.
just bust through.
That's fucking amazing.
All of a sudden turns into Dawn of the Dead in this bitch.
Look at the flowers.
Oh my God.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I gotta go. Why am I?
Oh God, we're not recovering, but we'll do our best.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, anyway.
Oh man.
We're here now. Anyways, guys, we got the show to talk about.
Yeah. You guys want to get into it?
Let's do it.
I mean, if you want to.
I mean, that airs Gus for the next hour.
No, let's not do an hour of Gus.
Because I could. I've built up. Like, I could go on Kill Tony and tell nothing but Gus jokes right now.
He's just got a whole bit. That's our bonus content.
Good night, buddy.
I love you.
Oh, good night, precious little angel.
Who is it?
Caleb.
What's up, Caleb?
Oh, dude. I had the weirdest dream the other night involving your child, but it wasn't your child. This was a child I've never seen before.
Rebecca De Mornay. This isn't the hand that rocks the cradle, all right?
Whoa, ew, no. Take it back. I hope you cut. Oh, you gotta cut all this, Corrina. No. I didn't know what was happening until you said the last part. I was like, oh, no.
It's not what you're thinking. It's not what you're thinking like that. It's not like that.
I don't know what's
It's
happening.
a movie. Rebecca De Mornay is an actress.
Oh my God.
And it's about this. It's hard to explain, but I'll send you the link to the movie. You can read it. All right.
Okay.
Basically, this lady's trying to get revenge, and she does it by becoming the nanny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's wild. So that's why just making the joke. It's not what you think that meant.
I was like,
Yeah. Fuck. That just killed it.
Sorry, guys.
Just go ahead and get this intro.
What about your dream, though?
Oh, dude, no, I just had a weird dream. I did. Is that funny?
How about that dream, though?
I like rocks.
Oh, shit.
You just do
We shouldn't have taken that break. We shouldn't have taken that break. I can't do anything. You're doing everything. Stop touching your face.
It hurts. Where they at now?
You're lucky I don't have 2 fucking tablets.
Look, we're gonna take a poll. Actually, we got to know if you are the newsman or the newswoman in that situation. Because if you are not the newsman in that situation, we can't be friends.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, what are you doing with your life?
I'm gonna dance when there's music. That's the whole point of life.
Why can't we be friends?
Ooh.
I'll dance to someone else singing. I don't give a fuck. Can't dance at all. White man's overbite.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
It happens. 2 left feet.
Oh my God.
2 left feet and a voice for radio. Wait, what? Anyways, welcome to the Challenge Fandom Podcast. Got myself, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes. We've got Katie, Bad Blood Pahura. And then we've got Josh motherfucking Chambers. Welcome. We're going to be breaking down All Stars Season 4, Episode 12, Lone Star.
Lone Star.
Nobody has the nerve to raspberry jammy, but Lone Star.
You're so fucking cool.
I see your Schwartz is a little bit bigger than mine.
It's so stupid.
It's a line from the movie.
It is. They fucking titled this shit. They might as well have just called it Spaceballs.
Yes, they might as well have, huh?
Yeah, Space Stars.
They could have.
Anyway, really quick, just really quick before we hop into the episode, I don't want to go into too much detail because it ain't none of y'all's business out there. But I just wanted to send some love out to one of our biggest supporters, Shandy. She has been so fucking awesome to us. She's going through some stuff right now. So we just wanted to send you and your family some love, and we hope you make it back home soon and that everything is fine. But we love you. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the episode.
Shall we?
Do it.
Do it.
Boom.
All right, so the intro kicks off. Obviously, this episode we get TJ recapping kind of how everybody got their stars and got to the final, and I really liked that TJ actually that they had TJ break it down this way.
Yeah.
Because I think it shows the different layers of the game and the different ways that there truly are to play this game. You know, and a lot of people, obviously, especially with this episode, a lot of people are upset with how things turned out. People are upset with how things turned out on the last episode, too, meaning Laurel and Derek getting their stars in the way that they did. Although, which is kind of weird to me, because it's kind of like Pierre said, like a purge is like an elimination. Like they did win an elimination. It just wasn't in the ring 1-on-1. It was a purge, which is almost kind of harder. Like,
yeah.
So anyway, whatever. I don't want to get into all of that, but I did like that TJ kind of broke this down and was like, you know, Cara got hers by like protecting her star all season, you know, and this person got like, I just like the way that he did that. So
no, I enjoyed it. I think it makes him take more on that hosting role even more. It reminds me of like Jeff Probst in Survivor, or Julie Chen in Big Brother, because it really, they go even deeper in the hosting role than what we see from TJ on a usual basis.
Right.
But I enjoyed it. This is one of the like repeat things they do every season where I enjoy the recap of how the finalists got there. Yeah. You know, it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
What can I say?
So obviously right into the episode, there's no kind of lead in or nothing, just right into TJ telling us that Derek is the one that is being eliminated.
Oh,
and I just want to say, like, seeing Derek stand there taking that from TJ, but you could tell like he was crying, like his eyes were filled with water. They were red. Literally shattered my heart. Absolutely shattered my heart. I felt so bad for him. And it sucks too, because, you know, we talked about this last week, and I said that I wanted Laurel to get through, and I meant that. You know, because of the lore, I wanted to see how it would come out if Laurel and Cara made it through and got to run against each other. But man, it was so hard to actually watch it happen.
It was. I mean, especially because Derek, if he makes it, especially knowing what we know now, could very well have won this.
Yeah.
Like, smoked.
Absolutely.
Smoked people in it.
Yeah.
But he would have been, I feel like he would have been neck and neck with Laurel and Cara throughout the whole.
Well, I would say he would have been neck and neck with Steve. and Laurel.
Well, and here's my question too, though. Let's say the roles are reversed, right? And Derek stays, Laurel goes.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
What happens to all those stars? Do everybody just give them to Derek?
Oh, Veronica's going to Derek.
You think Nicole's giving hers to Derek too, or is she going to give hers to Steve? You know what I mean?
Oh, she's giving it to Derek.
Yeah. And who would Laurel would probably give hers to Derek, I would think.
Or Nicole. Whoever's left.
I feel like she might do Nicole.
If she gave hers to Nicole, does that, I guess then that means Nicole would have to give both of hers to whoever, or would she be able to split them? Like, there's so many crazy things that could have happened.
It's just too many what ifs.
Oh, I know. But it's still kind of fun to play what ifs.
I mean, here's my thing is even if you sub out, like, because let's say we sub out Ace for Derek, right? And we say everything else happens the same except we get Derek.
Instead of Ace. Okay.
Yeah. But that changes everything. And it changed how everybody would perform in every other fucking elimination or advantage they would have done. And we don't know if we would have got Derek, Laurel, Steve, Cara.
Changed the lives of about 15 cockroaches too.
Yeah. That's what's the wild part. Like, we're talking life or death on the challenge.
Literally, with Ace being their life or death.
Yeah. It was serious shit.
But no, kind of speaking of the giving the stars away, I'm curious to see, what did you guys think? Like, when TJ told Derek that and was like, hey, you got to give your star to somebody. What did you guys think about that?
I don't know. I didn't think anything of it. It's just another fucking twist that they do every fucking final and every season. And they don't explain it when they do it. They just do it every season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, once you found out what it was, how'd you feel?
Okay, cool. I mean, like, it's just, it's a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and here's my thing, and I know there's I'm just going to dive into it.
We'll dive into it. We'll make our way through.
I don't think the stars made such a huge fucking advantage in that puzzle because Steve didn't use it and him and Laurel were right together. Right together. Cara wasn't right with them.
No.
Like, what we saw was editing. Cara finished over 30 minutes behind Laurel. And you're not going to tell me doing the puzzle 3 times after you've already done it once and solved it is going to take up 30 minutes of time.
And not only that, but on the official podcast, Cara told Tori and Anissa that pipe puzzle was taking like 3 to 5 minutes max each time you did it. So let's even just say for argument's sake, we take away Laurel's 3 stars, her 3 extra stars, and everybody goes into this with 1 star that they can use to skip 1 checkpoint, right? And that forces Laurel to do those 3 pipe puzzles, and that leaves both Laurel and Cara putting their star on that last checkpoint, the little swinging ring thing, whatever the fuck it was. And let's say each of those pipe puzzles takes about 5 minutes, which is what Cara was saying. That's 15 minutes added on to Laurel's time. But Laurel and TJ waited for over 30 minutes for Cara to show up. So where's that other 15 to 20 minutes for all these people saying that if it wasn't for the star advantage that Cara would have beat Laurel? No, she's still 15 to 20 minutes behind Laurel.
Yeah, and here's
like, I'm sorry to say it, and it's just facts.
Editing once again this season, and look, they've had this shit for 18 months. 18 months to chop it up and play it however they want to do it to fit a storyline. And I think that they edited this so much to make it look like Cara was right in it. But if you look, when Cara shows up on that scooter down that hill, Laurel's already on her 3rd or 4th fucking part of this challenge. Like, she had quite the advantage. And then she went around, caught up, because the first 2 are just drinking something and building a puzzle. She gets to Cara where Cara's at the pipe puzzle. She passes her again. So she's lapped her one whole time. So editing played a huge role because there's no way that run took Cara 30 more minutes than it took Laurel.
No.
It was lost in that fucking daily challenge.
And like you said, probably her going down the hill on the scooter.
Because she did struggle.
Yeah, she said she should have picked it up and ran with it on her shoulders.
I do. Yeah, I remember her saying that she would have done better if she'd have been able to just do that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really think so, but okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works, but I mean, more power to you, because I couldn't fucking do it.
And look, I just want to say, I know a lot of people out there are upset about this advantage, allowing people to skip parts of the checkpoint, parts of the final. But I just want to remind everybody that that is nothing new. Like, everybody's out there acting like this is something exclusive to Laurel and like they just did this season. This is the first time they ever did it. Let's just go back to War of the Worlds 1 when Cara got to skip the entire fucking sand dune run because of an advantage that she got in the final. Mm-hmm. I just like, it's nothing new. It's always, there's always some kind of twist, some kind of advantage. I mean, shoot, on Invasion, was it Invasions when they were like putting the X's, you would win like the little challenges TJ would give them throughout the thing. And then you would get like an X and you could put an X, right? Or even on, what's the one that Cara ran, Final Reckoning, that Ashley and Hunter won, where you got the bomb and you got to freaking disadvantage another team. Like, that's an advantage. Like, it's all the time, guys. And so like the way people are reacting to the fact that this final has advantages and options to skip parts of the final, just like every other final does. I don't want to say every final, but just like a lot of them.
Majority of them.
That's like getting mad because CT finished the puzzle in double agents at the final first. So he got a cot and a blanket and everything else.
I was just going to say, what about all the sleeping challenges?
Yeah.
They get in every sleeping challenge. Usually, this is the first one we've seen, an overnight one, that there hasn't been some kind of like, oh, if you finish first, you get to go sleep in a bed, in a hotel room, in a cabin,
on a
like
yacht.
whatever. Oh, like, it's so frustrating.
Or even, spies, lies, and allies. The people in first place didn't have to go into an elimination, but the people who went into the elimination in the final got to choose who their partners were. So like there was a multitude, there was like a mixture of disadvantage and advantages. Like it's almost every single final there's something like this. And so I don't understand why the fandom is reacting like this is something new.
Yeah, it's just it's
confused.
what they do every year. Every season. So anyways, Derek is forced to give up his star. He gives it to Laurel, which now gives her 2 stars. Everybody else still has 1.
I did love this, though. Like, he said that he was giving it to Laurel, said that he wanted either Laurel or Nicole to win because he wanted, somebody new who is like kind of representing the queer community to win the challenge. And so I just loved that it wasn't like, to me, Derek giving his star. I know he said like, oh, Laurel helped me win and helped me get here. I think that's part of it, but I liked that Derek had a bigger reason for why he chose Laurel. You know what I mean? So I really loved that.
Same. And look, I know Derek's catching a lot of flack for not giving someone else his star, but it's his fucking choice. It's nobody else's.
Yeah, like that kind of. So the other night, Derek actually went live on Instagram and we watched it right after the episode aired. And he was taking a lot of heat in the comments from a lot of Cara fans who were like, dude, you should have given Cara your star. Like, why wouldn't you give Cara your star? And he was just like, guys, I literally didn't work with her all season long. Like, why would I give her my star? That makes no sense. Like, I gave it to the person who literally helped me win the challenge that got me the star, because Laurel was like helping Derek through that when they were paddling and stuff like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It honestly pissed me off to see the way people were talking to Derek in his live the other night. But what made me so happy was like Derek fired back. He did not hold back one bit. He fired back at the Cara fans.
That's right.
He told them that they are, running around screaming about Cara being bullied, but then they're now bullying people, bullying other castmates, bullying other fans. And, so it's just like, I loved that Derek wasn't afraid to stand up to those fans and say, hey, look, this is bullshit. And the way you guys are behaving is ridiculous.
Yeah. And I mean, here's my thing is you can't call someone out for bullying by bullying other people. Like, that's not how this works.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's
that's like saying, you know what? I don't like murder, so I'm going to murder people. What? Makes no fucking sense.
This person might murder someone, so I'm going to murder them so they don't.
Exactly.
Look, this isn't fucking Minority Report. You can't do that.
You can't do that. That's a great movie, by the way, though.
Fresh Start?
Fresh Start.
All right. You think of what I'm thinking? Aim for the bushes?
Aim for the bushes.
All right, let's go. So the next challenge that they get is called Spicy Foot.
Spicy Foot. Wife?
Yeah.
Spicy food. I just, why?
I mean, I get it from what they had to do, but come on.
Yeah, come on, man.
This like, I like the idea of what they were trying to do with this final, and that they're individual games, but really,
just put it on a fucking plate and make them eat all the peppers.
Yeah,
tie their hands behind
have them tie their hands behind their back. Like,
what was this? It was like a pulley system with their foot, but I still don't understand how. I would have been Steve. I'd have been kicking my foot back and forward, trying to figure out how the fuck to work the damn thing. Like,
I would have ended up like Leroy, dropping it on the ground.
You got to lift your foot and it comes down.
Lift it which way? Back? Up?
Well, a pulley's above you, so I would assume lifting up, not down.
But I'm just saying.
Because it's called lifting up. Lifting up.
It's called Spicy Foot.
Either way, whether you were lifting whatever, it's hard.
It's called R.I.P. Gus Gus.
Oh my God.
Wow.
No, they're not cool. They're not that cool.
You said fresh start again.
Fresh start?
Another one?
So soon?
Gus Gus really is going to turn into a drinking game for all of our listeners who partake.
All 12 of them.
All 12 of them.
So like 3 of them are getting wasted tonight.
Yep.
It's percentages. That's all it means.
Oh my God.
No, so they have 10 peppers tied on a string and they have to lift their fucking foot to try to eat it. Literally just tie their hands behind their back and make them eat it. Like there was a habanero in there. That's bad enough.
Yeah. Leroy literally dropped one on the ground, had to get on his hands and knees and lick it off the fucking concrete.
That would have been me. But Veronica asking TJ, is there's going to be milk? And milk?
You don't eat milk.
You don't eat milk. I'm like, no, TJ.
No, you don't. But I laughed so hard at that. Ew. Who drinks milk?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I thought we got through a whole season without watching someone puke.
Almost.
Like why'd they have to show us that? Like why? You could have just
I looked
could
away.
have just ended the scene when Nicole won and we didn't need to see them all force themselves to throw up. What the fuck?
You can kill the audio and just show her bend over and then cut. We know what's happening.
Or play a song. Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, yes.
Let the puke hit the floor. No, I don't know.
That's the remix.
Oh my God.
Nothing's wrong with me.
Oh my God.
I
I would have been horrible at this because as soon as I got done, I've been like, dude, I need to lay down. My tummy hurts.
My tum.
Even though this was carnival games, I still couldn't do it.
Right?
I don't know if that would be hard for me. I'm not going to lie. I can do spicy, but I don't know. I can't, like the ghost pepper they talk about.
I couldn't do it.
Even watching that show, Hot Ones. No.
Nope.
I can't do
Hot Ones either.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, Ash.
I mean, I would pussy out at 5, but
I'd probably be done at 3. No.
I don't know. It depends. I don't know where I'd fall. I can't even try to guess.
I'm just at the age now where Taco Bell gives me indigestion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're old now.
Kudos.
Anyway, so the next checkpoint that they go to is the elimination checkpoint. Obviously, Nicole ends up winning the spicy foot. And so she gets a...
I don't know why it's funny. Does someone have a spicy foot trophy?
That's my new fantasy football team name.
Spicy foot.
Coming for that belt.
Anyway, so then we go to the next checkpoint, which is an elimination checkpoint, balance for survival. This one had me fucking rolling. Dude. I laughed my ass off.
TJ with it on.
Okay, get this fucking thing off me.
So good.
Killed me. That shit sent me. I was like, yeah, I do. What the fuck?
Just seeing him in it the first time without him even saying that was fucking hilarious.
I know. Well, and if you like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like as everybody's walking in, like you can tell when Laurel sees TJ in this thing, because her face, she just gets this look on her face like, what the fuck? Can you even hear somebody in the back go, what the fuck? Oh God, it killed me.
Speaking of Laurel, though, like she fucking killed this shit.
She's good at everything.
How did she do so good? And look, I know it was probably easier for her because she's taller, right? So she had the height, but it's still difficult.
She's so chill about it.
She had full control over that damn thing.
What I get from her and seeing her, and it's so weird to call this a final, but like these little carnival games that they're doing, she's so deliberate about everything she does. It's thought out. Like, you know, I'm going to take a full drink of this, make sure my whole mouth is on this so I'm not spilling any. You get the what am I, German? We will go on Tuesday.
Oh no.
Where on the opposite side, Leroy is just like taking a drink and just on this shoulder.
Spitting it down this side.
But also, did you notice though, some of their like hoses looked like, it didn't look, I mean, it's a challenge, so I'm not complaining, but they all look different. Like Leroy's looked really far up. And then like Steve's is willy-nilly, just like.
I did notice that. I even said something to Rick. I was like, can Leroy even get to his fucking straw? Because it felt like it was back further.
Oh no,
you know?
He's making it
weird.
No.
It was all willy-nilly.
It was willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
No, like, I don't know, but like maybe Leroy's got too many of, I forget what they're called. This muscle right here on your shoulder where it's.
Oh, his traps?
His traps.
Is that right?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like all the hoses should have been sitting more like right here, like right on their chest. But I felt like Leroy's was like way up here.
On his collarbone.
You know what I mean? Like it was different.
They all had to like bend.
But so here's the thing that I want to say really quick to everybody out there saying that the only reason that Laurel did good on this one is because she's tall. Leroy is very fucking tall.
Steve's
and he
tall too.
Did shit at this. Yeah. I know, but Steve did pretty good.
Ace
he handled
is the same height. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's not because they're tall. Like you could be tall and still suck at this.
Good. You know what I mean? Cara did good in this. She wasn't the last one.
Once she got it down, she did do good. Yeah.
I would like this. You know, we don't have stats and info tonight, but I would like to know all the challengers' heights. That would be fun. You know how they used to do that for wrestlers. Like, I know they probably wouldn't put their weight up there, but at least put their height up there and, like, stand them all along.
Coming in at 5'9".
If they could get the guy who did the fucking stats for World Championship.
The stat guy. Yes. The little thing come up. That would be so funny.
Height 6'1", 100% heart.
Look, I got to say, though, my favorite person in this part of in this checkpoint, I feel so bad. It had to be Veronica. I feel so bad for her because right when the shit started, she just goes full force, right? And that thing goes knocks her and then comes back and knocks her a second time. I was like, oh, Veronica. Oh, damn, girl. Like, you good? Are you okay?
Are you okay? Do you have all your teeth?
You still got all your teeth? We good? All right. Like, wow.
They said this season wasn't dangerous.
I don't get how they didn't figure this out quickly. Like, it wasn't very difficult.
No,
you know
it's
what I mean?
not that. Yeah.
You just can't rush through it. That's it. You just lower it.
Gotta go slow.
Like, lean back so it comes towards you. Grab the glass, drink.
Yeah. Grab it with your teeth, tip it back. Put it in. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways. Anyways, Laurel, was it Laurel who wins this one?
Yeah, Laurel wins.
Laurel wins this one. And then it ends up coming down to Veronica and Leroy. Veronica pulls it out and wins.
Laurel helps her, talks her through it, which I was sad about, but I understand why she did. You know, Leroy was a very big competition, for her in this final. And he wanted it really fucking bad. So, I mean, it sucked, but it was a good strategy on her part.
So the next one that they end up going into.
Oh, by the way, Leroy gives his star to Steve. Saying that, because Steve had to go into 3 eliminations this year or this season. And then he tells Steve, I hope you fucking win it all, bro. And I thought that was really fucking cool. I loved it. I loved his reasoning for giving it to Steve. And Steve kind of, getting a little little choked up.
Yeah.
They got a little bromance going. You know, it was cute. I liked it.
I'm just hurt. Like, I want Leroy to win one so bad. Fucking bad.
Me too. So bad.
So bad. And it's just like, come on, bro. This one was...
Especially this one. Like...
Yeah.
It would have been... Yeah.
Not to say it was like tailor-made, because it wasn't tailor-made for anyone, but if he had like an opportunity to win one, like easily, this was kind of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was going to do good at this one since he had that elimination that was similar to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, anyways.
You said tailor-made, so
you said Taylor, so she's gushing.
I didn't say anything, Josh did.
I can't fucking escape it.
No. God, he's going to hate Michigan. Okay.
Like the month before we go, there's going to be a new rule in the house. No Taylor Swift.
No.
Yeah. Just,
you better get comfy on the couch, bro.
I'm gone 10 hours a day. She's got 10 hours to play it. Just knowing when I'm here.
It's not enough. There's 24 hours in a day, right?
He talks all this shit, but then it'll be like a Saturday and I'll be like cooking and like doing dishes and stuff and cleaning up the kitchen and stuff. And he'll be playing his video game and I'll be like, what do you want to listen to? And he's like, babe, you can put Taylor on. It's totally fine. I don't mind. I don't like hate Taylor's music. You can put her on. It's fine. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'll put on something chill for you. And I just put on like folklore or something like that. But I told on you.
That's fine. I do it because I love you. I want you to be happy. So I'm like, yeah, listen to the music that makes you happy. But
I know.
Doesn't mean it has to be brought up every time we use the word.
I mean,
I didn't. I just smiled.
Yeah, you asked about it.
Fresh start. And we're back.
Anyway, so yeah. Leroy gives us his star to Steve, and he goes home.
And his sweet little speech for Kingston.
Oh,
yes.
But he gets to go home to his boy, and
he does.
You know, like that's...
And he still, I guarantee everybody out there, just to reassure everybody, he still took home a fat fucking check this season. I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And TJ said to him, I'll see you soon.
I hope so.
I was like, You
know what? Probably good. Leroy went home because we know he doesn't give a fuck about no hose ball. See what I did there? Yeah, hose ball. That's the next one.
Nice transition.
So this one is basically what there's 6 of them left, and this is an advantage one. And they pair up, and it's obviously Ace, Cara, Laurel, Nicole. Yes, Wes. And then
sorry.
It's a familiar sound.
Fuck you.
That's what you get.
Fuck you.
And then Steve and Veronica. And low-key, I was kind of rooting for Steve and Veronica to win this one because I just wanted to see Veronica get a fucking advantage.
Okay, but here's my thing that annoyed me. What happened? Because a conversation happened that we did not see. Some sort of planning happened that we did not see. Because why were Steve and Veronica so willing to help Ace and Cara? But it wasn't in reverse. It wasn't like they were, it was like either they win or we win, we're going to work together. It was Steve was like, I'm going to make sure. Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah. And
like, why don't you want to win, Steve? Like for you, like that was just the thing. I was like, why?
Yeah, what was promised?
I think Steve wanted to make sure that Cara himself and Ace weren't at a disadvantage going into the next elimination.
Oh, I'm sure. But it just seemed like such an even, like nobody knows how to nobody is like a pro at fucking, blowing soccer balls with a hose.
None of it's gonna be good.
I'm fucking done with you.
The head turn started before you got to the innuendo. The head turn.
Because you knew.
No, the head turn started because, yes, there is a professional with a hose. Nicole, this is what she does for a fucking living.
You didn't hear what I said. Okay.
I heard everything you said.
Nobody out there who's like professional at blowing a ball with
You should stop. This is me helping you and telling you should stop on this. This isn't the hill you want to be on.
There's no good way to say it.
This is not the hill. This is not the
There's
hill.
no good way.
Is this stupid? Am I stupid?
We know what you're saying, but there's no good way to say it.
You should try one more time. One more time.
I don't want.
Don't.
I feel like it's a trap. I don't want to.
They're basically playing soccer with a fire hose.
Yeah, but that's not a thing. Like,
that's exactly what they're doing. I know it's not a thing, but it's on the challenge. That's what they make them do.
I know
You're
that.
crying.
Oh, I know. I'm trying not to fucking wipe my makeup because I had no setting spray.
Do you need a fresh start?
Ooh, tip from Sabrina Carpenter. If you tip your head like so, then your tears just fall down and hit the ground, and they don't run down your face. Thank you, Sabrina.
I totally thought you were going to give me like a hack for some kind of like at-home setting spray or something like that.
Oh, no. No, just for, I cry a lot, but I'm so productive. You just face down.
Just look at the ground.
Look at the ground.
Just fall.
They just
your makeup doesn't run. It's fine.
There's your makeup tip of the day.
This took a turn.
Okay, you know what? I'm done with you. Whatever. So, yes, Steve.
So now these fire hoses and balls being blown everywhere all willy-nilly.
The hand job model. Just handling that hose.
Blowing the ball.
Anyways, they're playing soccer with a fire hose, and Steve basically tries to he does keep them from Laurel and Nicole from scoring, allowing Cara and Ace to score twice and winning this.
Bruh.
But on the second time where Nicole fucking just straight blasted Steve in the face with the hose.
Dude, that had to hurt so bad.
And she knows that.
She does.
Yeah, and then you got TJ yelling, not the face, not the face.
But
that's fucked up, man.
The most important thing of all this is obviously Cara and Ace get the advantage, but it was TJ.
Yes.
Because it was TJ Lavender. And you know what he's put on this earth for?
TJ Lavender's put on this earth to do two things. Ride bikes and blow air horns.
And he's kind of a big deal.
He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, his house,
I don't know if you know.
His house smells of rich mahogany. He's got many leather-bound books.
Oh my God.
Is it just me or did it look like Tori's fake mustache he was wearing?
Yes, it did. It totally reminded me of Raj. Remember the freaking from Dirty 30? She had that whole like alter ego character in her confessionals.
That was pretty good.
I wanted a mustache tattoo on my finger so bad when I was younger, just so when I went like this.
Glad you didn't.
I would have one. I'm glad I didn't commit to it. I do. My mom did give me finger tats though.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
So, fun fact.
Fun fact. A little FF. Yeah, not like the squirrel that you ran over. Named Gus Gus.
It wasn't a squirrel.
They're closely related. It's good enough.
They're cousins.
Yeah, cousins. Gus Gus. R.I.P. Anyways,
you're so mean.
Ace. This was probably my top moment of the whole fucking final. I'm going to be honest. Just this little scene of TJ fucking around being TJ Lavender.
Yeah.
I just absolutely loved it. And
I love him.
It is line of the night for me by far.
He's amazing. He's the best. Like TJ is the best.
And
always.
So the advantage that they're getting is in the next round, which is called Bluff Night. I don't get it, but okay.
There wasn't much bluffing.
No, it was just.
I think but that's the thing is, I think they designed this, and that was kind of what they had in mind, was that people would lie to each other,
like they did with the star in the first part.
Yeah, like I really think that's what they kind of designed it for, but unfortunately, it was just so happened that the people that were in the final were like two separate just groups of friends. And so they just,
I do think that Cara made the right choice taking the kerosene balls with the stars lit on fire. That was by far the easiest. And same with Ace. And he was smart to look at those nails and be like, dude, those are 7-inch nails in a tree trunk.
And a tiny little hammer.
Yeah, with a ball peeing hammer.
A little ball ping pan. Ball ping
Still talking about blowing balls with a hose.
Blowing balls with fire hoses. Oh, willy-nilly.
And ball peeing hammers.
And ball peeing hammers.
Yeah, so no, I think that was really smart of Cara. It was a very good strategy. I liked the way that she approached this, the way she used her advantage to try to set Laurel, Nicole, and Veronica up. I think her main goal was to get Nicole and Veronica.
Nicole and Laurel.
I'm sorry, Nicole and Laurel out.
She got close.
She got close. She got 1 out of 2. You know,
she just underestimated fucking Laurel's carpentry skills when she's pissed off.
Dude, well, also, you got her, like Laurel said, you got her angry. Like, that was not the one. If you wanted to keep her real angry, you would have kept her with the bowling one. Because I don't know. For me, that was the one. I feel like it just would have taken the longest.
Yeah, well,
unless you got real lucky.
Yeah, that rolling the ball down, especially the way they had it set up, that would have been like the worst choice. Like, you know, and I think at the end of the day, Laurel got lucky that Steve made the choice he did.
Yeah.
Because if he would have went with that fucking other room, you know what I mean?
Well, Laurel still would have ended up with the nails. What she's lucky is that Nicole or Veronica didn't do the other nail.
That's what I mean. Sorry. Yeah.
And she would have got stuck with the marble.
Well, Steve's still lucky that he chose that because he would have got eliminated.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, so the bottom people that got eliminated in this was Veronica and Nicole, and both of them give their stars to Laurel. So we're down to our final 4, 2 women, 2 men, Ace, Cara, Steve, and Laurel. It's a Cara, Laurel, collision course. Sunday.
Really quick though, did anybody else catch Laurel like eavesdropping on Cara, whispering to Steve?
Yes.
Yeah.
It reminded me of those.
She's just sitting there rolling her eyes like, what the fuck ever. Like,
it reminded me of those scenes, like you'll see clips of like basketball games where all of a sudden one of the players will walk into the other opposing team's like huddle and listen to what they're saying and then walk off.
Yeah, that's literally what it reminded me of. And then Cara's like, pat me on the back like I'm sad. And I'm like, dude, she can fucking hear you, bro. Like
that part reminded me of Tropic Thunder. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't gotta piss. We need to get a hold of that map.
Oh my god!
That's what it reminded me of. I'm gonna be honest. So, Veronica and Nicole get eliminated.
Yeah.
Laurel gets all of the stars, so she's now got 4 stars. Steve's got 2. Ace, Cara have 1, and we're down to our final 4. And they get a call at a night after. Looked like it was like 3 or 4 in the morning by the time they got done with all of this.
Well, because
why was it taking so long?
Well, they were holding everybody for like an hour so that you wouldn't be able to tell how long it would take. You know what I mean? So they would just hold everybody back there for an hour. I think that's what Veronica said when she said every time they take somebody back, it's an hour.
And then when Laurel came back, she was like, oh, you got back fast. Yeah. So I wonder if after Laurel was done, they're like, let's get this show on the road.
That's it. Yeah, because nothing else mattered after that. But yeah, no, I definitely think that played a role into it. Everybody was tired, you know, and that's tough too. Honestly, like that's tough. Just fucking sitting there when you're tired. You've been doing shit all day. You've been up all fucking night already, you know, and
it looked cold.
Yeah, and then you're just sitting there. There's nothing to do, and you don't like any of the fucking people around you, so you don't even really have anybody to talk to. So it's like
put the shirt over her head.
It makes you more tired. Like you just want to go to fucking sleep, you know, which is then going to affect you in whatever game you go into. So it's mental too. Like,
so they end up getting woken up the next morning, get pushed back on the RV, heading out for the final day. We get the fucking dope shot of all 4 of them with TJ walking up in slow motion. TJ looking like a badass as always.
Always.
Go, TJ.
He's just a fucking cool guy. Like, he should be the Dos Equis most interesting man in the world. I'm going to be honest.
Dude, yeah, he should.
I agree with that.
You're welcome.
Okay?
If that works out and I put that in the universe, you're welcome.
Put that to the universe.
Yes.
Say it louder for the people in the back. clip this shit.
Just hit the 15-second rewind button if you're listening, and then I'll say it again.
Sure.
So we find out like what they're going to end up doing is they're going to have to get on these like two-wheel drive, like mud-tired scooters.
They did look so cool, though.
Yeah,
I want
did look
one.
cool. It looks like a lot of fun. I would eat shit, but I would still do it.
I would do it.
Yeah.
It would be so fun.
And they have to ride down this hill, and then they're going to get to this like checkpoint where they're going to have to run laps. And there's 4 different stages, and they're going to have to do 4 laps doing every single one. And then there's a fit on your final lap. There's one additional like little challenge where you have to hook these rings onto a hook. TJ informs them based on how many stars they have is how many things they can skip for each star.
Yeah.
So if they get to one of the checkpoints or one of the little stages, they can put a star down and skip it, but they can only do 1 star per lap around these checkpoints.
And you have to do so lap 1, you do checkpoint 1. Lap 2, you do checkpoint 1 and 2. Lap 3, you do checkpoint 1, 2, 3. Like yada, yada, yada is how I understood it. Was that right?
That's the way he explained it, but it looked
then it looked like they were just doing all of them every round, right? So I was confused about that because I felt like that wasn't how TJ explained it. I don't know.
It looked like they had to do it each 4 times is how I interpreted what I saw, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
But the first little stage is you have to either eat a cockroach or drink some fermented whatever drink,
fish oil bullshit. Yeah,
booty sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Anyways, and then the second stage is the
stacking the rocks.
Yeah, stacking the rock. I don't know the order that they went in. Yeah. One of them was that. One was the stacking the rocks. One was the pipe puzzle. One was the stacking the puzzle. 3D puzzle. And then the last one was that thing where you had to strap up and fly like a flying squirrel.
But you only had to do that on the final one.
Hook the ring.
So Laurel, when they get down the hill, they basically, once they get hooked up, they look like if Gus had wings and avoided Katie's car.
He can fly now, okay? He can fly now.
Sorry. So when they get down the hill, it's Steve first, and he looks like he's got a little bit of a lead. Mm-hmm. And then it looks like it's Laurel, Ace, and then Cara after a while. But when they cut to Cara pulling in, you can see that majority, like Steve and Laurel, are already at like the puzzle portion.
Yeah. Like they're already halfway through that fucking loop.
Either their first time or their second time. We really don't know because they don't have a timer, which would be great if they did. But
God,
weird, strange.
So Laurel uses her star every time on the puzzle,
on the pipe puzzle,
except for the last lap where she saves her star, does the pipe puzzle, and then uses the star on the final like ring toss thing. Mm-hmm. Steve saves his 2 stars, uses the last one on the puzzle. The pipe puzzle.
No, he uses the last one on that fucking stacking puzzle that he said he literally knows how to do and could complete in 45 seconds.
Yeah.
That was painful to watch.
Yeah. And so he used that. And then he tried to use it on the final one, the ring toss, and you can't do it because it was the same lap.
Well, yeah, you could only use this 1 star per lap, per loop, lap, whatever you want to call it. You could only use 1 star per, and he had saved both of his stars until his final lap. So there was nothing for him to use that star on, pretty much wasted a star, and it just kind of got left there, and he had to do that final checkpoint. Yeah, man. He didn't do very good at first. Yeah.
Went from first place to third place real fucking quick.
Yeah, almost instantly because he was in front of Laurel, but he wasn't super far in front of her. So she walked over, placed her star on that 5th checkpoint, and took off for the final, for the cross, the
finish line.
Finish line. Thank you. God.
Yeah. Well,
words are hard.
The thing is like he really wasn't that far ahead because he was still getting strapped up and she hit her star because it was in the same camera shot. You could tell it was at the same time, and she started running.
Yep.
And Cara was still working on like the pipe puzzle at this point when you saw her running. And then Laurel takes off, get a couple cut scenes of Steve trying to do the ring. get Cara doing the rocks and then using her star on that final checkpoint.
On that ring,
she takes off. And then we get every shot we get is of Laurel. And when you see behind her, there's no one behind her at all. And then when
like literally anywhere in view.
Yeah. And then Cara, every shot, there's no one else in view. So they just keep playing it back and forth.
They're trying to make it look like Cara's on Laurel's heels.
And it's not the case because
it didn't.
If they really wanted to give that impression, they should have only done shots from behind Laurel looking at the road in front of her. But the fact that they stood in front of her and showed shots showing the road back behind her and then stood behind Cara and showed the road in front of her, that it breaks that illusion because they're clearly not right on each other's heels.
And Laurel ends up winning, obviously. And if you're listening to this and you haven't seen the episode and didn't know Laurel won.
That's really silly. What are you listening for?
But I like your style. Welcome to the club.
Silly
excuses.
But what we also found out is Laurel and Derek had said on the live that Laurel finished 30 minutes ahead of everybody else.
Minimum.
At least. So there was a 30-minute lead on that. And this leads into what we were saying earlier. There's no way, even if they had the same amount of advantages, Laurel was in a big enough lead coming into that final little lap station on Cara from that downhill and then made up even more time running. You know what I mean? Which I know everybody wants to say, oh, Cara would have won, and I just don't see it.
Look, here's my thing, too. And I've been trying to think about the best way to word this, but I'm just going to say it. I know that like in the interviews and stuff like that, and in the confessionals and like podcast interviews and just whatever, you know, Cara's like, oh, I always thought I had a chance. I always thought I had a chance right up until the very last second of crossing that finish line. But I challenged that. I think Cara also knew she was that far behind Laurel because if you watch her in this final run to the finish line, she's not running. She's barely not walking. Like she's just doing this light little jog to make it look like she's running, but she is in no hurry. And in my mind, a competitor like Cara, if she thought there was any fucking chance that she could catch up to Laurel, she would have been running her ass off.
That's like saying Jordan wouldn't sprint in that situation.
Jordan
Cara
would be sprinting.
is the same competitor. She would be sprinting to that finish line if there was a chance. Especially she knew that Laurel had a torn meniscus during this whole fucking final.
That's the other thing too, dude. I didn't even know that until like a day or two after after I watched the final.
Yeah.
I didn't know until today.
There were so many injuries I didn't know about. Even Ryan broke his collarbone.
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that.
A bunch of people got hurt. It happens every season too.
It does, yeah.
I wonder if now. So obviously Laurel wins. Cara gets second. Steve gets third. Ace does not finish.
Yeah.
He does get a W by letting the cockroaches go free.
He does, and you know what? I'm gonna give him major props because I feel like he pulled in my opinion. He pulled a Horacio / Kylan move, standing there with Steve because he knew he wasn't going to finish what he still needed to do before Steve did. So he stood back, watched Steve finish his thing, gave him a high five, said, "You got it, brother. Go get that 25K." And that was fucking awesome. Like, look, I know that I said a lot that I don't know if Ace is kind of like made for this type of a game just because it's so emotionally heavy. But he is just such a good fucking person. He is a great person. And that is something I don't think anybody could ever question about Ace.
No, not at all. And as much as sometimes I disliked how Ace played the game. Yeah. It was his way of playing a game. It got him to the final. Yeah. You know, I don't think Ace ever really wanted to win this final once it got down to the final four. I think he kind of, once he got to that pipe puzzle, he was like, all right, no, they can have it.
Well, I think even before that, because if we go back to the Bluff Night checkpoint elimination, and TJ said, you know, all right, Cara, Ace, you guys have the advantage. Which one of you is going first? And Cara started to say, like, Ace is going to go. And Ace said, no, girl, this is your game. Like,
that's true.
He was playing for Cara in that final, to be honest. Like, that's how I kind of saw it, is he was
Yeah.
He was playing for her. He wanted her to win more than he wanted himself to win.
No, and you could absolutely be right on that. I think we all knew how stacked this cast was on the female side.
Yeah.
And, you know, without a counterbalance of a Johnny or a Jordan, it's hard to say, like, these guys, like, I thought Leroy stood the best chance. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, and he was out quick.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you guys, what did you think of this final as a whole? Like, what did you think of it? Like, was it good, bad, indifferent?
I'll go first. So I have two different feelings about this. First of all, I'm not a big fan. I just want to start by saying that this is not like, if I was going to design a final or think of a final in my head that I really love and I would love to watch people do, this would not be the one that I would think of. This will probably be a final I will never rewatch in the future. Like, I may rewatch All Stars 4 in the future, but I'll stop at the last episode because I don't give a shit about the final. That being said, I don't mind it as much as everybody else because it truly was something that was set up to be fair for every single type of competitor that had a possibility of making it into the final. And by that, I just mean anybody who was on the cast this season. Like, whether you were a Veronica, a Leroy, a Laurel, like, you had the same exact chance at these games as anybody else. It wasn't something like, you know, you're putting Veronica up against a Cara Maria in a fucking 10-mile run. Like, that's, to me, why the fuck are we even watching that? That's stupid to me. Yeah. That's stupid to watch. At least with this, every single checkpoint, you did not know who was going to win it. It was a true surprise to see who pulled out each of these checkpoints.
Yeah.
So that's the plus that I will give it, is that it was a very, it was a very even keel final that literally, like TJ said, literally anybody could win. And we keep screaming, we want OGs, we want OGs, we want old school, we want old school. It had very much that nostalgia, that old school feel to it. It was, a much simpler final, but that's what the old school challenges were. I mean, let's just jump back to the Taquito final on the Gauntlet. You know what I mean? So like, there's like all of those earlier seasons before like the duel were pretty fucking like
Carnival.
This.
They were campy.
Very campy carnival type finals. So like this, to me, it kind of brought that nostalgia feel that we've been screaming for. And of course, the fandom's pissed about it. So like I said, y'all don't want the old challenge.
here's my thing. I don't mind this final, but it's on the wrong All Stars. This should have been the final of All Stars 1.
I do agree with that.
Yes, that's
the All Stars 1 final should have been this final. That's the way it should have been done. Because,
or even 2.
Yeah.
Even the dailies this season, though, there were some dailies that would have been better in this. If we're talking about, like, for a final, that it would have been a final. Like the stadium challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been an individual game. That would have been great for a final. Right. If we're going with, like, the finals that we're really thinking of. But that wouldn't, like, there are some people that wouldn't have done great in it.
And that's true. And I mean, like, and here's my thing. It's like, I know what they were doing because of the cast, but they should have done this on All Stars 1 because it would have set a precedent of what All Stars was, which is old school cast, old school dailies, old school final. Because like you said, seasons 1 through 9, they were campy fucking finals for the most part. They were, let's see who can eat the most food and weigh the most at the end as a team. Like, that was part of the final. And then you have to run a half mile. Like, they ran a half mile in this. Like, it's the same equivalent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just, it was at the wrong time. Like, we needed the All Stars 1 final for this one because of the competitors that we had there at the end.
That's fair.
And that's kind of how I view it. Now, with all of that being said, I didn't mind it. I thought it was kind of fun. It was interesting to watch. You never knew who was going to win. So it kept it interesting. Did I have problems with certain ones? Yeah. But other ones I found really cool. Like, I liked the drifting and paintball fucking shooting.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I liked the bluff room one. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I liked the last part of the final if that was you know, a day one on All Stars one kind of thing. You know what I mean? But I thought it was cool. I get why people are upset, but at the same time, it is what it is. Everybody played the same game that was there.
That's my thing, is that whether or not you actually liked the final, saying that it's unfair or the win is undeserved is absolutely banana sandwich to me, because everybody ran the exact same final. Everybody had the same opportunities for the exact same advantages. And it happened the way it happened.
Yeah. And this whole like, what if If was a fifth, we'd all fucking be drunk right now, but we're not.
I'm not. I promise.
No.
Exactly. Josh is on like 440 days clean.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing is like, what if? Yeah, well, what if Marlon and Jordan don't crash the kayak at Rivals 2? We'll never fucking know.
We'll never know. Like, yeah.
And that's the thing. We'll never know what would have happened without an advantage or without this. And the thing that pisses me off, and you know what, shout out to our Raging Cajun, Corey Viator, because me and him were talking about this. And he said, well, there's no difference between the advantage that Cara had going into that bluff room than what Laurel had with those extra stars. Because Cara dictated who was making it to that last part.
Yeah.
That was all her decision.
Exactly.
So, you know, and it was set up for Laurel to lose. She just did better than what everybody thought she would do with a ball peen hammer.
She beasted out. Like
Yep.
I said on the last episode, Laurel is, to me, she's just one of those people, like what I think Fessy said it about Bananas, like he's just good at dumb shit. Laurel's just good at shit. Like she's just naturally just good at shit. And some people are just like that. They're just naturally good. And then if they train, they're even fucking better.
Yeah.
You know, like, but some people are just naturally good at stuff. I don't know. I'm not one of those people.
No, me either.
They're out there. They're out there in the world.
It just depends, right? Like everybody has something they're good at. You know what I mean? And sometimes like CT, you get people like CT or Bananas or Jordan or, you know, Cara or Laurel that are just good at shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So a question I have, and I think, you know, we've discussed this a little bit throughout the season if we got to this point. With Cara and Laurel in the final, it's an individual winner. Now that we know that Laurel's won this, is she the GOAT of the women for the challenge?
They both have 2 championships, but head to head, Laurel's beat her. You have to give the edge to Laurel.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. And like, look, if Emily would have done more seasons, she'd probably be in the conversation. I mean, we could talk about Veronica and Evelyn.
There's that if stuff again.
I mean, yeah, exactly. But we could talk about Veronica and Evelyn. They're just, it's so long ago and half of them were team seasons and
it's just very different.
Yeah.
It's hard
totally
to it's hard to compare like Veronica's win from like fucking 2002 to, you know, like wins. Like it's very different. It's very different.
But I think it definitely, like, in my opinion, Laurel's beat her in dailies, beat her in eliminations.
Eliminations.
Now is beating her in a final and has the same exact stat. Well, not the same exact stat line. Let me rephrase that. She's got a better winning percentage and everything else because she's done less seasons and has the same amount of wins. And we use that argument for Jordan all the time. So I don't know. To me, Laurel's got the edge. She's the best out there right now for the time being. But who knows? We could potentially get Cara and Laurel on season 40 and it could be
maybe Cara whoops her ass off. Like,
who fucking knows?
Never know.
Yeah, it could change.
Who knows?
Yeah.
As of right now, that's kind of how I have it. What about you?
Yeah, I think most people who listen to the podcast or talk to me about the challenge at all know that Laurel's kind of always been my GOAT. This season was kind of for me to see if Cara could kind of overcome Laurel. And I think that was that for Cara or for Laurel too. Like sorry, let me say that again. I'm not saying this in a bad way because I think that was the idea for Cara too, right?
She said it many times.
She literally said it many times that this was her opportunity to overcome Laurel, to beat Laurel because she'd never been able to do it before. And that was her main goal, like all season long. And for me, not only did Laurel beat her in the final, but she whooped her ass all fucking season in the dailies. Okay, Laurel won the most dailies of anybody on the cast other than Derek, but they both won 5. beat her all season in that, beat her in the final. And then if you actually look at the season stats, and Rick was touching on this, but if you actually look at the season stats, it took Cara 8 seasons to get her first win. This was Laurel's 8th season of the challenge, and she got her second win on her 8th season. And they've been like, she's the percentage of how long it's taken Laurel to get to those 2 wins versus Cara's is like, you can't argue it. And I know people want to be like, oh, well, Cara got hers first. I understand that, but that's only because she played more seasons more consistently, whereas Laurel was going to school and, you know, doing all of that stuff. So I don't, maybe people don't understand percentages. I don't know.
That could be.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Look, I have a hard time with fractions.
I don't math.
Math is hard. Math is hard.
So
I don't blame them.
I girl math.
What about you, Katie? What's your girl math telling you about this goat situation?
The Laurel's the fucking goat. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't have anything different to say than anything you guys have said. Like, she's beat her every time. Anytime they go head to head, like you said, whether it's a daily or an elimination, Laurel normally wins.
Yeah, and look, it's not like, to me, it's not like Laurel's far and away better. It's basically Laurel's 1, Cara's 2 for me right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's not a, yeah.
And look, I'm going to be honest. This season, even though Laurel won it, was not the Laurel season. This was the Cara season, and Cara showed out. Cara fucking showed out.
This was the Cara Maria show for sure. It was her return season. They gave her the spotlight, and she fucking took that spotlight and said, "Let me show you some shit."
Yeah,
she took it and ran with it, or took it and ran, or whatever.
And
yeah, and props to her, you know.
Like, and that's my thing. Like, I'm not a huge Cara fan. I don't mind her. I'm kind of indifferent, but I want to be objective, and I understand that this was her comeback season, and she made the fucking most of it, and she did really well. And the only thing that was missing was that victory. You know, I'm just not super pissed about it because I'm not insanely fucking loyal to someone I see on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I just, you're such a dick.
Just being honest.
No, I think that that's a good point to make too, is that this was her comeback return season. And, you know, Cara said many times that the reason she finally came back to the challenge was because, you know, the fans were calling for it and, you know, whatever. So obviously she went into this with that idea of the fans and probably what the fans expected from her. And, you know, I've seen a lot of people be like, I just don't understand why she, you know, came in just so like heavy, like just, and it's like, because she knew what the fans were expecting to see. And Cara came in and she gave her fans a fucking show and they loved it.
She carried the season.
Yeah, she literally did. She carried the season. If Cara was not in this season, it would have been boring to watch.
Look, like the best analogy, and Josh will know this as soon as I say it, is it's very similar to sports, right? Like, you might not be a fan of the Cowboys or the Raiders, or you might not be a fan of the Yankees or the Red Sox, but when they do good, the whole sport does better because they're so well known,
exactly.
Right? That's the same thing for Cara.
Yep.
Like, when Cara does well, it's good for the challenge as a whole.
Yep.
Like, and I can attest to that just from seeing engagement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cara's good for the challenge. And I hope we do see her back. And I think she's going to get plenty of shots to win another fucking final.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I just think there's a lot of really stiff competition, especially if the rumors about 40 are true.
Ooh.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Like, the podcast is going to get spicy next season too. I feel it.
Oh, there's lots of favorites in there.
There's lots of favorites.
It's
going to be hard for me to pick.
Oh, I don't even know how we're going to do a prediction cast up. Like, I don't know how we're going to do any of that.
No, even seeing like the potential cast list, I'm like, how do I choose? What am I going to do?
Yeah, our cast breakdown is going to be like, you know who the fuck they are.
Yeah, we're not going to break down the cast. We're just going to do predictions and shit. And it's going to be absolutely banana sandwich. And the wild part is, if rumors are true, we will be back here recapping season 40 starting in about 8 to 9 weeks.
Yep.
It ain't gonna be very long until we get to see it. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for season 40. I think that I don't know.
It's what we've been waiting for. Fuck
it
that.
is. It's what we've been waiting for years.
It's the perfect cast.
If you see the cast, I fucking predicted this shit 3 years ago.
Yeah, you did.
3 fucking years ago. Season 40, best of the best. Collision course, motherfucker.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so amazing. I can't wait.
And then, never mind. I'll tell you guys later.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys later.
Save it for the OnlyFans.
This wraps up.
Let's
All Stars 4.
Let's
what I want to ask one final question before we get into MVPs.
Oh, okay, but I'm just saying, like, Josh has got like 5 minutes, so I was going to try to get his MVP because he's got to go.
Well, I'm going to give him first. I'm going to have him do MVP and answer this question then.
Okay.
What grade do you give the overall? Give your MVP, and then what grade do you give the overall season for All Stars 4?
Man, the MVP of this episode. Sheesh. Gotta give it to Laurel. I mean, come on. I like this season overall. I love the cast. I love, Leroy being back, of course, especially. But yeah, dude, I like seeing some of our favorites back. I wish the final would have been a little bit different, but it truly was a great equalizer. Like anybody could have won, and I was rooting for Derek.
Low key, I was low key rooting for Veronica because I just thought it would have fucked everyone's world up.
Dude.
Low key. I didn't want to say it before we got to the final. Anyways.
This guy.
Yeah, no, dude, I totally agree. And Josh, I know you got to run, buddy. We want to thank you so much for hopping on, dude. I know it's been a busy week for you, and
it was so nice to see you.
It's good to have you on, man. It's always a good perspective, and we miss you, buddy.
Aw. Yeah, I'm sorry for whatever messed up last week.
It shit happens.
No, you're good. Yeah.
All right. Love you guys.
All right.
Love
If it doesn't upload all the way, we'll send you the link tomorrow. Okay, buddy?
All right.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All right. So, Katie, what do you think of this season altogether? And then who's your MVP?
Season altogether, I feel like I'm going to give it a B. Because I did really, really enjoy it. I loved the cast. It was nostalgic. I liked the campiness of it. But I think the final just really threw me. Like, I know we already said it a billion times this episode, but I get why they did it. It was like a wah, wah, wah. Like Corrina said, if I watch this season again, I'm not going to watch the final again. Like, normally I'll watch 3 times before we record, and I didn't even want to watch it a second time.
Yeah,
like I just did just because. But my MVP is going to Laurel, and that's not shocking, but she fucking kills it every time. She's just so good at everything, and I feel like she played this game exactly how TJ said, and she even says it a little bit in her confessional, like, this game was a lot about your social game. Nobody wants to recognize that. But her social game is what fucking saved her in this. Like, if she didn't build the relationship she did all season long, nobody would have given her those stars. I mean, not that she needed them, but they would have gone to somebody else and it would have been harder.
Yep.
So,
100%.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
MVP for this episode, I'm absolutely giving it to Laurel, with a shout out to Cara and Steve. They both performed really well.
Yeah.
So major props to them. Poor Steve obviously made that mistake that, took it from him. And Cara, she fought her ass off to beat Laurel. So, I think it's important to give them a good shout out too. As for the grade for the season, I'm also going to go with a B, with a little bit like leaning more toward like on the heavier side towards an A, like a B plus maybe. Okay. But same for me. I really, really enjoyed the season. I didn't mind the dailies as much as some of the other people. The eliminations were a little wonky for me, and the final was a little wonky. But other than that, I fucking loved it. I loved all the drama. I loved seeing those fucking cat claws come out again. Like, it was just nice to finally see some people not afraid to have problems with other people in the house, because I feel like that's a big issue we see on Flagship and the modern day cast, is that they don't want to have those problems in the house for whatever the reasoning is. So it was nice to see some people just say, fuck it, and just, you know, play the game, have the drama, have the fights, and, you know, whatever. So I enjoyed it.
So my grade for this season's an A-, and and I'm grading it on what the format was and how it delivered, because I can't compare it to season 30 or you know, fucking Free Agents, because they're totally different. But for what this was and what they said from beginning to end, they executed it, and it was a good season. Like, I literally never complained about a whole episode in full. I wasn't like, oh, this was a shit episode. True. I always liked every episode this season. I wasn't a big fan of the final. If the final was just a little bit different, like maybe add some small running, some small kind of like athletic thing to it, I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. But A- for the overall. MVP for this episode was definitely TJ Lavender by far.
Yes.
MVP for the season, Laurel. Honorable mention goes to Cara and Steve and Ace and everybody else in the finals.
Leroy,
they killed it. So
Derek, Ryan, you know, for his whole fucking journey. Just there was so many people on this cast that
gave us a great season. I'm sorry,
they did.
You just have to grade it for what it is, not what you expect the challenge to be. What they brought to the table and said the season was going to be is what it was.
Yeah. So. I do agree with that. I think that a lot of people's disappointment, too, comes because people build shit up in their heads. And we had to wait over a year for this. And people were like expecting this to just be like the greatest fucking thing that's ever been on TV. You know, I think it was a really good season. I think some of y'all out there being a little too harsh. Just saying.
And I forgot. I know we didn't talk about it at all this episode, which I can't believe I did this. But the music this whole season.
Phenomenal.
Amazing.
That deserves an MVP also in its own for the season.
Yes.
Look, the music is what marked it up from an A- or from
a B to an A-.
Yeah, that's what did it right there.
That's fair.
But I don't know. I think that pretty much wraps it up for us, guys. And guess what? That wraps it up for All Stars 4.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
You know what else that means?
For All Stars 4.
It means we're taking a motherfucking break.
Break.
Sorry, not sorry.
We're going to be off for a little bit, guys. We're not going to tell you how long because we don't know.
But there will be sporadic interviews, sporadic conversations that we hop on here. You never know. We might break down the best Will Ferrell movies, who was the worst in the live action Cats.
Oh my gosh.
We'll figure it out.
We will still obviously be around and active on Instagram. So if you guys want to chat or whatever, hit us up there. I'm sure we'll probably end up doing a couple of lives through this off-season break. But yeah, the next time we will see you guys for another roundtable will be for the flagship MTV's The Challenge, motherfucking season 40.
Knock on wood, they don't pull an All Stars 4 on this shit.
Why would you even put that into the universe?
Because
Take it back.
To be continued. Hey, also, when you see us again, we're going to have a different setup.
We're going to have a different setup again.
Oh,
so there you go. Something to look forward to. Enjoy that shit. Yeah.
Maybe I'll have a different setup by then. maybe I'll hang a curtain. Maybe I'll get a challenge fandom podcast.
There you go.
Something. I'll paint a mural. It'll be majestic.
We'll talk. With that being said, we'll talk to you guys later. So for myself, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes, for Katie, Cruel Summer, Pahura.
Oh, you got a new one.
Well, we're going into summer break. Let's fucking enjoy it.
Yesterday was officially summer solstice, guys. Summer's here.
And of course, Josh motherfucking Chambers. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you get a chance, rate us 5 stars. If you're going to rate us less than that, hit us up at Instagram at Biodomer. Tony sends his love. He's not dead. He's just been sick. It wasn't because Laurel won. He's just actually sick.
He's legit sick.
He's on the mend, though, so he will be back when we come back on. to break up the monotony of not recording. So
Yeah.
For all of us here, we love you guys. Be good to each other, and we'll see you in season 40.
Bye.
Bye.
What was that at the end, by the way?
I like it.
Look,
Oh my God.
You know how we were talking about how like CT and certain people are just good at things?
That's how-
Like I'm good
That's
at
what you're good
making mouth noises.
Oh, is that right?
So when we start our acapella group,
Some big ol' lips.
It's from chugging maple syrup.
So you're good with your mouth?
What that mouth do?
Josh
What that mouth do,
he went
though?
away. He was back really
Oh, was
quick.
he?
We heard about that mouth.
And he was like, I'm the fuck out.
You got a hot tour.